The introduction, soil contamination from petroleum, is a widespread environmental concern arising from diverse activities like petroleum exploration, storage, transportation, and extended spill. The degree of soil pollution by petroleum is subject to variation influenced by factors like the type and quantity of petroleum released, soil composition, and the time elapsed since contamination. Previous investigation into the scope of soil pollution caused by petroleum and to comprehend the potential linked to such contamination and formulate efficient strategies for remediation. There are seven following are notable insights derived. First, source of contamination. Soil pollution from petroleum can stem from various origins such as unsprint spill of seepage from oil wells, pipeline storage tank, refineries and fuel stations. And second, petrochemical combustion. Petroleum is a composed of intricate blend of hydrocarbon encompassing various fuel oils, gasoline, diesel and crude oil. Each product derived from petroleum process arrested composition. The transport and fuels in soil. When discharged, petroleum compounds have the capacity to move within a soil strata, influenced by their physical and chemical characteristics. Fourth, soil contamination effect. Contamination from petroleum can adversely impact the quality of soil, causing alterations in physical, chemical, and biological. 5. Assessing contamination extent. Research utilizes diverse methodologies to evaluate the degree of soil contamination. Standard approach encompasses sampling and examination, chemical fingerprinting, and the application of geospatial tools like remote sensing and geographic information system (GIS). 6. Remediation strategies. Efficient method for remediation play a vital role in the restoration of soil contaminated by petroleum. This approach encompasses the physical extraction of polluted soil, thermal treatment like soil vapor extraction and thermal desorption. Lastly, regulation and guidelines. Government and global entities have implemented rules and directives to oversee the management, conveyance and disposal of petroleum products to aiming to mitigate incident of soil contamination.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Hazrizat. For my part is objective. So I will explain about the objective for this project. The objective of the open-ended report (PBL) in geoenvironmental engineering is to identify and classify appropriate site remediation technique for gasoline contaminated soil, with a specific focus on the geotechnical environment aspect. This report aimed to provide a comprehensive analysis of the available options for remediating soil contaminated by gasoline, considering the unique characteristics of the geotechnical environment. Gasoline contamination in soil can occur due to various reasons, such as fuel, spill, leaking from underground storage tank, or accident.
For the problem statement, groundwater contamination can have a number of negative consequences, including health problems, economic impacts, and environmental damage. People who drink contaminated groundwater can experience a variety of health problems, such as cancer, liver damage, and neurological problems. Contamination of groundwater can also make it unsafe for drinking, bathing, and irrigation, which can have a negative impact on the economy. Groundwater contamination can kill fish and other aquatic life and damage plant and soil. Based on research, it is safe in use in Pulau Terengganu has unintended consequences. Its harmful consequences result in significant environmental issues that can and often do spread around the world and have a negative impact on both people and animals. A survey by the US EPA states that 35% of underground food tanks now in use leak their contents in the soil nearby. The extent of soil contaminated by petroleum must therefore be determined.
For the filler table, contamination site remediation entails the identification and mitigation of environmental contamination usually resulting from hazardous substances, pollutants or waste materials. The assessment phase is crucial for comprehending the extent of contamination, selecting appropriate appropriate remediation strategies, and ensuring the successful restoration of the site. Next slide is a filler table for contamination site remediation and geoenvironmental engineering. For the first part of the filler table, the category is site investigation or sampling process and remediation planning. The item is sampling process and technology selection. There are two facts for each of the component. The idea is also the same until the action plan. For example, the first one is the contaminant types and concentration identified. The idea is explore the advanced sampling method for more accurate data, and then training on emerging technologies in environmental sampling and implement sampling techniques in the next assessment. And for the remediation planning, first one is the remediation technologies available and their limitation. And the second one is research and consult with experts on new technologies. And the learning issue is attend workshop or conferences and innovative remediation techs. And lastly is pilot test a promising technology on a small scale site.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Adlan B.S. Manduri. My machine number is CF200027, and I will continue on filler table. There are three categories, that is implementation, monitoring, and verification, and finally reporting and documentation. Okay, for the first one, implementation for item equipment usage. Okay, for FATS, proper operation and maintenance of remediation of equipment. For ideas, implement a regular maintenance schedule. For learning issue, training session on equipment operation and maintenance. Action plan, establish a comprehensive maintenance plan for all remediation equipment. Then for monitoring and verification, data monitoring. Okay, for FATS, regular monitoring schedule established. Ideas, explore real-time monitoring options. For learning issue, webinar or course on real-time environmental monitoring. Action plan, integrate real-time monitoring system into the remediation process. And finally, for reporting and documentation, transparency in reporting. Okay, the first one for facts, clear and concise reporting format. For ideas, develop a standardized reporting templates. For learning issues, seek feedback from stakeholders on current reporting formats. For action plan, revise reporting formats based on stakeholder feedback. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Farhan. I will present on the conclusion part. The culmination of the comprehensive analysis on petroleum contaminated soil and groundwater underscores the urgent need for proactive measures to address the environmental challenge posed by petroleum use. The challenge associated with remediating petroleum contaminated soil and groundwater are substantial. Regulations and guidelines play a pivotal role in mitigating the environmental impact of petroleum-related activities. Collaborative effort between environmental scientists, geotechnical engineers, policymakers, and industry professionals are imperative. In conclusion, the study underscores the critical need for a transition towards a more sustainable energy landscape and implementation of stringent remediation measures to mitigate the environmental impact of petroleum use.